Okay, ebusian for me church will be an amisamu baby and quaba BM from Bray, Kativia Busian for a year me no case a year. I think your markings said in Simbia Babel to Abontis or to say a year NDC for Nick Case a year NPP a money converting mash a year OSP a year Godfred or Yeboa or Dame kutu passage on Mungusu and Natchez on pushing a out of force in case in the Natchez in me finding PMO or a year if na ɔkyerɛ sɛ saa nneɛma a NDC foɔ yi ɔno no afenwoma Markins ne ɔyɛ majority leader ɔkyerɛ sɛ ɔno ne members no ɔmo nyɛ biribi asa na ɛyɛ sɛ atofoɔ sɛ deserve sɛ ɔsɛ ɔkɔpie prison a ɔwɔ sɛ ɔtumi ɛkɔpie mu wɔ hɔ na wei ne nsɛm bebree na afenwoma Markins ɛde to abɔnten nti dwudwoberɛ ne nkotie nsɛm a ɔde to abɔnten ɛkɔba ɛba abɛtoa so aha yɛ ayɛ kati bi a yɛde update any trending news nkwan na ɛde to me everywhere mɛsɛ ɔsɛ subscribe to my channel ɔbɛ like na wɔde wadwenkyerɛ so ɛgu comment section kama mede obi bi ase.
Who is in court for this ambulance matter. Now the claim out there is also that perhaps government was not happy with the way he was taking them on the economic front, the reason why at all costs he has to be jailed.
So these are all speculations. Aren't they? But you also remember, Harun Idrisu was very loud on government. Harun Idrisu never spared government, did he?
No.
Yet I remember that President Akufo-Addo said that, look, they have committed a wrong. Those
the double salary issue.
The double salary issue. He gave them an opportunity to pay back. Many of the extremists in the MPP said no, they should be prosecuted. That was a straightforward case. I don't want to mention it. But a lot of the leading NDC MPs who were ministers were caught in that web. Akufo-Addo said no. Why prosecute that large number of political class? No, it's not right. In any serious democracy, look at certain consideration. So what will be the gain if Harun Idrisu, Ama Kofi Boah, Ama Yarega, and all others were thrown into jail? It was a straightforward case.
Right.
You've been paid double, you've taken it. We could have read dishonesty in it. We could have read fraud. But the government said no. So I don't want anybody to create the impression that this government is out there to attack its opponent. Perhaps, if the extremists allow space, there could be backroom engagement. There could be discussions to look at the substance and deal with it and then forget about the trivialities. But some of these extremists will not give space for moderates to engage for a solution. After all, if somebody said financial loss to the states, all right, we have a new law on plea bargaining, which allows you not to even plead guilty. But perhaps
find a way to pay back the money.
Refund to the state. These are all explored.
But in this case, the AG has rejected.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm making a general statement. Don't get me into the AG thing.
Okay.
You've thrown out a general thing, and I'm also coming out with a general thing. All right. We should know how to treat each other at the political space. We should know how to go about issues of national interest and not get personal. And both sides must demonstrate good faith. Some of our friends in the NDC, with the greatest respect, I'm not happy with some of the things that they do. Okay, but I watch and I keep quiet because in one breath, one would, extend a hand. Then when you get the opportunity, you tie the person's hand, expose, embarrass the person. You don't do that. You get it? You don't do that.
But I was wondering whether
you don't do that.
Whether this ongoing issue hasn't really affected.
Don't let us get
the front bench. No, the front bench.
Don't let us get into the ongoing issue. I mean, I think
the relationship at the front bench hasn't really affected it.
We've been working together. My experience as a majority leader has been that anytime our colleagues are in opposition, they say so. I mean that, oh look, Kwamena, this one we can't support you. Prepare yourself. This one will support you. And I'm happy with that. When I assumed office, the first thing I told the minority leader is that, leader, we are going to work together. First of all, we can only be effective if we have a good relationship.
Right.
But that relationship must be guided by principles. Your principle to protect your party's interests, my principle to protect the interests of my government. So, no surprises. And that's what I told Ato and his team. That don't surprise me. If you have this under your sleeve, show it.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Let me understand where you stand, so that I also be armed. Then we do the politics. All right? So I think it's so far so good. If they say this is their party position, you can't do anything about it. You have to accept it. And I don't have a problem with somebody saying this is his party position. We've been in opposition before. Setekwe, when he was finance minister, reached out to us on the finance committee a lot of times. We had a very good relationship with Setekwe. In fact, I've not seen a person of his nature. Setekwe had a very good human relation. All right? He would reach out to you, but we would tell him boldly that, Minister, this one, we disagree with you. We would oppose you on the floor. But for this one, we support you. And that was it. No bad feelings. No ill will. And I'm sure the same thing was what Ken Ofori-Atta did when he was finance minister.
Right.
Reaching out to them, engaging. But at a point, some of our friends went to the extreme, attacking his personality. Right. You know, we all know what happened to Ken Ofori-Atta.
Of course.
The attack on his personality. All right? Was it necessary?
Before
it wasn't.
Yes, before.
So
I mean,
we need to be guided how we move to the extreme on some of these things. You can still do your politics without attacking personality.
Of course. We're done, but somebody has been pestering me to ask this question. Of course, Thomas Khan. He says that when the new increment in dialysis came up, Parliament had a bite in, and there were some referrals. You want to find out whether
I think the health
whether you are doing something
committee,
about it.
I think the health committee is working on it. There was a referral to them, so I'm sure when we resume, they will bring their reports. Honorable Akando is a ranking, and then Honorable Dr. Ayo Efriye is a chair. They get along. Those two leaders, they get along on matters that get to them. So I'm sure they will bring their reports, and then we'll deal with it.
All right. Alexander Fayemaken is the majority leader in Ghana's parliament.
Another country where he would have to spend 100,000 in taxation. That $900,000 would be available to that company to expand, to aid production, and to employ more. Now, if your tax policy is also very punitive or very unattractive, locally, people will prefer to invest
in other countries.
Financial instrument. No, I'm looking even at locally.
Okay.
When people make money as Ghanaians and they are looking at the opportunities, they will prefer that, okay, if I would have to pay so much tax, if importing raw materials or machinery for my business will cost me so much, why not invest the money in treasury bill?
Right.
This is something that this government wants to discourage. It is the reason why during the campaign, Mr. President said upon assumption of office, he is going to introduce what we call one district, one factory. The essence of it is to create a new space, an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, to encourage indigenous businesses, and also to attract foreign investment. Now, in doing this government was mindful of the fact that there are other countries that were also selling their country and pushing for investment. So one way was to say that, look, if you come to Ghana, the equipment, the machinery, the raw materials that you'll be bringing to set up
your company
or to use for expansion, you are going to have a tax waiver. We are going to waive taxes on it. Now,
but then you have to qualify under the one district,
one district, one factory. I'm coming to that point. Alton, the NDC is creating an impression as though government just got up and brought a list for Parliament to approve. No. In fact, for a company to benefit, there's a desk at the Trade Ministry where you